Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to today's unseen video. We've got a few bits to go through, but obviously this is our second video of the day because there was a Wyatt Sicks tweet that just felt a bit too big to just include here because there was quite a lot to talk about and we really did dig into it. I think where we ended up is we think that it is Bray and a message that's being sort of sent to Bray's followers. There was a few alternatives that we looked at and we kind of spoke about why they might fit and why they might not fit. It was a quite interesting video, but I think we settled on it being Bray and his followers, right? So we've got a little bit more to talk about with that because there's a very good theory that has kind of shown itself since, and that is in this video. The other thing we spoke about, though, was about this Nikki Cross re-signing with WWE. Now, this did the rounds a few weeks ago, and Christopher, thank you. But the reason why I mention it again, and I think the reason why Fightful have mentioned it again, is because, of course, Nikki was missing a couple of weeks ago, and she's not on the graphic for tomorrow. And I can't explain the graphic. I really can't. Missing from the show a few weeks ago is fine. She may have had a family emergency, travel issues, booked it off, loads of reasons as to why she wasn't on that show. But her not being on the show tomorrow or not on the graphic advertising her is a bit of a head scratcher. It is strange. I don't understand why. I still think she's going to be there. I think we'll tune in and she'll be there. But she's not on the graphic. So let's not have any silliness doing the rounds, saying that, you know, her contract's expired or she's been released or anything like this. I'm not seeing much of it. I am seeing the odd little bit, you know, the odd little question. But she only recently re-signed. So as far as I know, everything is A-OK. Something to keep an eye on, but I do expect to see her tomorrow. Now, this could be something, could be nothing. Here we can see Angelo Dawkins very upset, head in his hands, and that is because his beloved Bengals, I'm guessing, have not won. I actually don't know. I didn't look into it, but I'm guessing the Bengals, the world-famous NFL team, I'm guessing they were not victorious, which is why he is sad and also a bit sweary. But the Usos have got in touch. Now, obviously, it's not both. It's one of them, but we don't know which because this is actually a shared account. They've got in touch and they said, that's how y'all looked on Friday. Now, this is interesting because if it's Jey, it might just be a little bit of a diss. It might be a little bit of a joke, like you look like that on Friday as well. You're having a bad weekend kind of a thing. If it's Jimmy, though, you know, is it sort of teasing that Jimmy is watching and he is plotting, maybe getting ready to make his return? Obviously, people are waiting for Jimmy, and I keep getting asked on pretty much every stream I do, when do we think Jimmy's coming back? When do we think Jimmy's coming back? There are no rumors on Jimmy's return. We don't know. We need to get Roman back. I think that'll be Friday. He may bring Jimmy back with him because Roman, last time he was on the show, got beaten down by the Bloodline. Roman knows now he can't do this on his own. He's going to need support, and it feels like we're now about to start embarking on building up the OG bloodline again. So I feel like we're getting closer and closer and closer. Of course, we're all expecting Survivor Series to be Bloodline versus Bloodline. So it can't be that far away. Very interested now we're getting messages out of the Usos Twitter account. Now, loads of matches that have been announced, right? Loads of matches that have been announced for Raw. Most of them pretty standard stuff. There's another women's tag title match, Unholy Union, taking on Jade and Bianca. We know about the street fight. If you saw the Wyatt Sicks video, you will have seen the graphic that didn't have Nikki on it. There's a Dominic match that's coming up as well. Bret Hart's on the show. But this is one of the matches. So, yeah, the mystery person. So you might remember that this was set up last week. Lyra said that she knew someone and she was going to get them for the team. But on Tuesday, she went and got, like, Tatum Paxley. She joined back up with Tatum Paxley. They became best friends again, right? And so a lot of people thought Tatum was going to be this mystery person. But I don't think that is the case now, because if she was the mystery person, it would not be a mystery anymore. I don't think they're going to want to do a whole mystery thing and then bring out Tatum Paxley. The majority of WWE main roster fans don't know who Tatum Paxley is. This, you're kind of teasing something bigger, a legend, which is why Trish or Natalya both kind of fit. You know, it could be Trish, Canadian legend, WWE legend. It could be Natalya, Canadian legend, WWE legend, right? Either of those would get a nice pop from the Canadian crowd. Tatum wouldn't. Tatum would come out and there would just be gentle applause. So I am surprised that that's not Tatum. I thought when Lyra showed up on Tuesday, that's what we were setting up. It doesn't look like that's the case, which now means there is a mystery for tomorrow, which I think is going to be Natalya or Trish. But it might not be. It might not be. It could be someone else. So, yeah, very interesting that. That's definitely a reason to tune in and see who this mystery person is going to be. Right, this is the theory that got sent to me after the video. So this is the video I put up about 3 hours ago. And as I said, I thought it was pretty good. We really dug into it. I feel like where we settled on is that is a quote which we believe connects to Bray. And then you've got 6 people saying, I hear you, right? So we theorized that this would be Eric, Dexter, Joe, Nikki, Bo, and Alexa, right? I've got question marks there, but I've got Alexa there, right? So, lovely. Job done, maybe. That's kind of where we've settled. But Moss Doge comes out with this. I think the Bible verse is Bray speaking to the 2 groups that were associated with Bray. So before he passed and after he passed. And I really like this theory. I have dug into it, right? There was a couple of questions that I had, but it works for me. So why is it laid out this way? Why is it not that at the top and then 6 people saying, I hear you underneath? That would make more sense to me. You would have the quote at the top and then 6 people saying, I hear you, I hear you, I hear. Why is it 3, then the message, and then 3 underneath? And I really like this. So the 3 people that are still with us, right? So we're not counting Luke Harper here because he's no longer with us, right? But the 3 people that were with Bray that are still with us, Alexa, Bo, and Rowan. Now, I know what you're going to say is one of the things that I said, which is what about Braun? But Braun isn't acknowledging Bray at the moment. Like, he's not following Bray. But we know that Bo is, we know that Rowan is, and when Alexa comes back, she could be. We don't know the state of Alexa at the moment. She may be listening and following Bray right now. We don't know because she hasn't come back, but we know that Braun isn't. Braun is off doing his own thing. He may come back to the group, but he's not following the words of the Red right now. He did in the past. Not right now, right? And we know that Luke Harper, obviously Brody Lee, no longer with us at the moment. So with those little caveats in place, Alexa, Bo, and Rowan would be the 3 that are still with us that are from the past when Bray was with us. And so it could be that that's why we've got those 3 at the top. Then we've got Bray's words. And then the next 3 are after Bray passed. These are after Bray passed. So that would be Nikki Cross, who only started following Bray after he had passed. Joe Gacy, who only started following Bray after Bray passed. And Dexter Lumis, who only started following Bray after Bray passed. That would explain why the layout is in the way that it is. I think this is so clever. I think it's so clever. I think Moss Doge has done a fantastic job there because that does explain why this is laid out the way that it is. So, food for thought there. And then Master Taker just got in touch to say it's very interesting that WWE have now deleted the post. So apparently the graphic, it's very hard because that graphic is like doing the rounds and it's being posted by everyone, the one that doesn't have Nikki on. But apparently the original is no longer up. It's been deleted. So is that them acknowledging that a mistake has been made? Are they seeing the conversation that's out there about no Nikki? So again, I think we get her tomorrow. But again, we're going to have to wait and see, aren't we? Right, let's go to fun and see what we've got in here. So here we got Chelsea saying, what? I did not agree to this. Someone has made a big mistake and I'm very busy on Tuesdays. I can't make it. So this is her reacting to the news. She's going to have to face Giulia. And she is not thrilled about that. So Ash, thank you. WrestleOps says that Jey wants an episode of Family Feud with his brothers. So here he says, look, for real, I've seen a couple of wrestlers on Family Feud and we love that show. I want to go with my brothers. It'll be the best episode ever. Could you imagine if we have Jey and Jimmy and Solo and, I don't know, the other Usos that could be on that show? Like, that could be a lot of fun. I wonder if we could get OG Bloodline against the new Bloodline. I wonder if we could do that on the eve of Survivor Series. I do love that. We love that show part. In my mind, just Jey sitting down watching Family Feud is just pretty bonkers to me, but there we go. Right, Word of Wrestling says, Daze, here's one for Unseen. Thought you would like to see some of the greatest oversells. Now, I got to be honest, I try to avoid these clips, right? And the reason why I do that is because I just don't know where we stand from a copyright point of view. But I thought, try it. Let's try it. We'll take a gamble and we'll see if this gets through or not. It might not. I mean, it might hit the video and we might have loads of trouble. But I thought, let's give it a go. But this is why normally I avoid anything that's actually been on the shows. That's not really the point of Unseen, really. Unseen is about social media and the stuff that has not been seen, the stuff that's away from the shows. But we're going to give it a go because there is some fun stuff in here as well. So these are some of the biggest oversells, the most hilarious oversells. So look at this. This is like a really early pandemic, isn't it? That was a Performance Center. I don't mind that sell by Edge, actually. I don't think that was too dramatic. This is just the king, isn't it? This is gold standard. That's pretty good. I think there should be more selling like that, though. That's a bit excessive. I don't know. You might put on like, oh, this again. Look at this. I mean, that is infamous, though, isn't it? Because we know that Sean was really upset with. That's bad. Hulk Hogan. That's bad. Some of these are awful. Some of these are awful. Boom. Some of these are great, though. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's great. That's just one of the worst. That's just one of the worst sells. That's just one of the worst sells. I would say something like the Leo Rush one where he was dribbling. Like, for me, I think we need more of those. I don't see that as an oversell. I mean, if anything, I put that in the same bracket as, like, you know, when Roman got speared by Jacob and his eyes were like super wide because he couldn't believe what he had just been hit with. Like, I feel like wrestling could do with a few more of those moments. They're great. Some of these I would not say are oversells. I'd say they are fine. Some of them are horrific, though. And as we were saying, that Shawn Michaels one is famous from SummerSlam because he was really upset with Hulk Hogan. And so the story goes that he wanted to kind of mess around with the match, like mess up the match, like, right, if I've got to put you over, then I'll put you over. And so he over-exaggerated himself. He denies it. He says that's just him selling. But it's so out compared to his usual work that, I don't know, believe what you want there. But yeah, some of them were great. Some of them were great. Right, we got this graphic as well. The Wyatt Sicks first day at work after signing their WWE contracts. Really good. I don't know how old this is. Obviously, they signed their deals, I think, when Howdy had that meeting with Adam Pearce. So probably this has been doing the rounds for a little bit, but yeah, really good. It's brilliant all the same. I love this graphic style as well. It's kind of Family Guy, isn't it? That's the vibe I get from it. Very good. And look at this. I'm doing more babysitting. Look at this. So, Brielle, is it? Is that how you say the name? Brielle says, Oliver, my 11-month-old son, who can I just say has got fantastic taste. Oliver, shout out to you, my friends, my little dudes. You're the man. Right? Loves watching the videos as much as I do. He is smiling and laughing, just like all of you. Just like everyone that's watching this right now, smiling, laughing, and reacting along. Keep up the great wrestling content, and we will keep watching. So there we go. Can we all just bear in mind, please, that Oliver is watching? Yeah. I heard that Oliver really got into the channel when we were doing the fun phone case, and we were getting some of those images coming through. Oliver's a player, basically. And yeah, Oliver is a little dude, so that's why he started watching. And then I think he got his mum on board. So I'm not sure, but all I know is respect and shout out to the both of you. So very, very cool. Right, I think we've got one more folder, and yeah, it's only this. There's not much to this, actually, but I wanted to include this because I thought it was so interesting. So this is Jim Ross, okay? If we actually just whoosh over, Jim Ross here is... Can we go full screen? Yes. So this is on No DQ. Jim Ross is talking about the new commentator, Joe, right? So here he says, look, he's got great experience and he'll do a good job, right? Again, the one thing that I'm waiting on, and I thought this was really interesting, what is JR waiting to see from this new commentator, right? Because JR knows everything about commentary. He is arguably the greatest of all time. I think Michael Cole is kind of in the running as well. And there's a few other names from the past you can chuck in there. But JR has to be the first for many wrestling fans. So he said, I'm waiting on his product knowledge. What has he acquired since making the deal with WWE? My understanding is that he's actually quite a big wrestling fan. So I think that he has got a good product knowledge. But he is a good addition. No doubt he's a good addition. I think it's going to take him a year or two to get on his feet and to get comfortable. That's what I think. I might be overstating it. It could be 6 months, 3 months, but it's going to take some time to get into a groove and find your timing, right? And announcing is all about timing, in my opinion. So again, already, you can see why I wanted to include this. So, you know, JR's first concern when looking at this guy is, what's your product knowledge like? What's your product knowledge like? And then he's saying announcing is all about timing. And it's going to take a while for him to find that groove. I think this is really insightful stuff when it comes to commentary. He says, I have said this to my partners over the years, and it sounds egocentric, but just listen to me. I'll get you to your point. I'll get it to where you want to go, and then you can take over with your part of the broadcast. There was another bit up here. He says, like, how... about the product knowledge, he said, when you mispronounce somebody's name or you say the wrong name, whatever, we act like it's a federal crime. It isn't. It's just human error. And this game is done by humans. So the point JR is making is, if he does slip on something, we know the internet is going to jump on him for it, right? I mean, that's the world that we live in. People are looking for any little mistakes. Did you notice this? That's the world we live in now, right? And so that is true, actually. Any little thing like that is going to be jumped on. But, you know, equally it is human error. And there is someone here that is trying to kind of, I suppose, find their groove. So I thought this was really insightful stuff from JR. And I think if ever I read something, I read lots of different articles throughout the day, but if ever I read something and I'm like, I got something from that, I thought that was really interesting, that's the stuff I like to put into Unseen. Because if I feel that way, it's a good chance someone out there will feel the same. So there we go. That was Unseen. Actually, a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to get in there in about the 10-minute mark. We've done double that, so, but still coming in at a nice 20 minutes. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't seen the Wyatt Sicks video from earlier, check it out. I hope you enjoy that as well. And yeah, appreciate the support. And don't forget, we will be back later with our live Raw watch along. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.